Hey Keith, so what does the Bible say about the name of the Antichrist, and is the number 666 important? Because a lot of people put their focus on that.
Well, a lot of people are distracted. They're caught up in the numerology that came back with the Israelites from bondage out of Babylon. And there are actually different versions. There's a Hebrew version of the numerology, there's an Aramaic version, and there's actually an American or an English version now where they assign a number to each of the letters of the alphabet. And in the case of the Hebrews, they would apply that system to the Old Testament. They would look at the Hebrew letters on the scroll and come up with whatever that value is. And so to me, that's just a big distraction. The Bible uses the word 6 as the mark of a man. And so the number 666, people have spent thousands and thousands of hours debating over whether that's a number 666, whether that's a number that includes 6 digits 3 times. You know, I had a friend that was issued a license plate and they had 666 on there, and in their mind that was the mark of the beast, that was the Antichrist number, and so they sent it back in and got a different license plate. That's not what we're talking about in the Bible. The Bible tells us, in fact Jesus tells us, that he came in his own name. His name means salvation of Jehovah. Yeshua means someone who is sent to save from God. So God sent this son to save the people, and they rejected. And Jesus said, I came in my own name, and they rejected me. And the one who comes in his own name, which is referring to the false Messiah, will be accepted, even though his name won't tell the people what his mission is going to be. And so I don't tell people to try to figure that number stuff out. You know, people always try to plug in names and see if they come up at 666. But the concept is 6 is an incomplete time. 6 is 1 less than 7. God uses 7 as a type of completion. The time of a man here on earth is 6,000 years. It's 6 days. It's the pattern we see in Genesis with creation, where you have 6 days and then everything stops, and you have a Shabbat or a Sabbath where it's a rest day. And the Bible uses that example. In fact, it was given to the people of Israel at the foot of Mount Sinai as a pattern. And God says, I want you to know the pattern of God's plan. And that pattern is 6 days or 6,000 years. And then on the 7th day, we're all going to rest, and the promises that are given to the people, to the children of Israel, will be fulfilled during that time of peace and prosperity for that 7th day, or the 7,000 years, the 7,000 year period, age, that we see in God's plan. So today, we are at the very end of day 6. We are literally at the very tail end of the day of the first 6,000 years of God's plan for man. And the next day is when Jesus comes back and he starts his millennial reign, his 1,000-year reign. And it's going to be a time of peace and prosperity. The Bible says the plowshares will be made out of swords, that the animals will not eat each other, and that little children could even play with poisonous snakes, and it will not be a danger to them, because God will change their nature. And during that 1,000 years of peace and prosperity, Jesus will be the one that rules. But prior to that, Satan is going to send a deceiver. He's going to send a fake Messiah who emulates and will counterfeit what Jesus is going to do. And most of the world will follow after that fake Messiah, thinking that he is the one that came from God, instead of it being Satan who is the one deceiving them.